Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, Patty. What's up, y'all? I'm just typing something up real quick. What's up, everybody? So I wanted to come on and chit chat with you guys for a little bit before I go to bed, because I wasn't going to be on social media, but I feel good, so I thought I'd come on. Hey, what's up? What's up? Be paid a commission. Hey, Caitlin. What's up, girl? So, like I said, I made a video earlier about kind of chilling out and doing some stuff just for like my mental health, right? Oh, that's okay, Patty. You can hang out with us. But I was like, you know what? I want to hang out. I want to make some videos. I'm just going to lay low though and not overexert myself. And what I mean by that is like normally what I do when I'm online is I am constantly helping people. People are calling me, people are texting me, people are messaging me. So I'm going to take it easy on that this weekend and then get back to it on Monday. You know? No, I don't smoke marijuana. I tried that, honey, and it just did not work for me. I am just too much of a eater when I get stoned. And baby, I don't want to get no fatter than I already am. I'm trying to get this weight off of me. So I can't be Cali sober. I'm actually on medication assisted treatment and I'm all the way down to about a quarter of a milligram, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe a half a milligram. It's hard to measure because it's so tiny, but that's all I take. And my medication for my mental health, which is Lexapro and Wellbutrin. I would share that with my followers in return. I would be paid a commission. Oh, on TikTok, 122,000. On Facebook, 13,000 on Instagram, and 10,200 on YouTube. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm messaging recoverydelivered.com because it's only 10 o'clock, 10:58, because I recommend it to so many people. Like I send so many people to Recovery Delivered. So I'm messaging them and asking them if they want to partner with me, work together. Because, honey, I work my butt off for them and they don't even know that. Hey, Taylor, what's up? So, for the past like 3 years, I have recommended their services to so many people and, might as well work together, honey. Um, would be a win-win situation. Good. So what's everybody up to? Tell me what y'all got going on. How's everybody what are y'all doing for Friday? what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about addicted spouses and addicted loved ones, and how to help those people. So, for those of you guys that are mothers and fathers of kids that struggle with addiction, stick around, hang out with me. If you are a wife or a husband to somebody that struggles with addiction, come on in and hang out with me, because that's what we're going to be talking about. So, I have a lot of experience when it comes to having an addicted spouse and having addicted loved ones in my life. So I have a little sister who is a drug addict also, and then my husband is also a drug addict. And so, for those of you guys that don't know, me and my husband both got sober in 2015 after losing custody of our son. My little boy was almost 1 year old. It was 2 days before his first birthday when Child Protective Services injected themselves into my life. Okay? They came in and they took my baby away. Okay? And so once that happened, me and my husband, we got our asses in gear. Okay, we immediately went into treatment. I went into inpatient care, and he went into outpatient care, and we got help. We got on MAT. We got into therapy. Like, we did the damn thing, and we eventually got custody of our son back. It took us exactly 1 year. So after we got our son back, I was very heavily involved in 12-step programs. I was going to AA, I had a sponsor, and I was doing, therapy, doing the steps, all that good stuff. Well, my husband wasn't. My husband just started working really, really hard. Of course, he's the husband. He has to provide for our family. And there's a lot of pressure on men to provide. Okay. So my husband went straight into the workforce and started working a job, eventually got promoted to management. And so he was working all the time. And so because he was working all the time, he had less time to spend on his recovery. Hey, Richard, what's up, man? So I knew that this was going to be a problem, and I tried to talk to him about that and help him to balance it out. Maybe go to a meeting in the morning before he had to go to work. But, you can't make somebody do what they don't want to do. And then in 2016, 2017, my husband relapsed. Hey, David, what's up, man? My husband relapsed on benzodiazepines, and I was devastated. And it wasn't like just a one-time slip. It was like he continued to use for 4 or 5 months, 6 months. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Who sent that to me? Hey, Melody. Love you, girl. Thank you. He didn't just stop, right? He relapsed and he didn't want to get sober. He was like, I don't want to get sober. I want to continue taking benzodiazepines. Okay. And I was pissed. So what did I do? I went into control mode. I started taking everything. I took his debit card. I took his truck. I locked him out of the fucking bank account. I was doing everything I could to get him to stop using drugs, okay? I was trying to fix, manage, and control his life. And you want to know how that worked out for me? How do you guys think that worked out for me? I'll tell you how it worked out. It didn't work out. I ended up pushing my husband farther and farther away. I ended up pushing my husband farther and farther away. He ended up despising recovery, not wanting to be a part of anything that had to do with recovery, and we were fighting all the time. And, oh, it's okay, David. I don't do battles. I'm sorry about that. And we were arguing all the time about it, and so he was staying at his mom's house. It was terrible, y'all. And so I was on the phone with one of my friends one night, and we were reading the Codependency No More book, okay? And she was talking to me about codependency, and that's when she shared with me about, a situation that she had went through. Hey, what's up? Thank you, thank you, Caitlin. Hey, Proud Mommy. She told me about her situation and what she had to do, and that's when I realized it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I have to stop. I have to back the fuck up. I have to let go and let my husband hit rock bottom. And so I immediately pulled back. Okay. I immediately pulled back and I was like, listen, do whatever you want to do. Go to work. Do whatever you want to do. And I stopped. I stopped saving him because what I was doing was I was handicapping him. I was hindering him from reaching a bottom. And so I was saving him from that. Okay. Well, I would call into his job for him, everything. The minute that I stopped doing that for him, he lost his job. And he lost his job and he came home and he told me that he lost his job and he got sober that day and he's been sober ever since. And to think that all I had to do was stop. All I had to do was stop trying to do everything. I just had to stop trying to control him and everything was fixed. So now we talk about things a lot more now. I ask him how he's feeling, if he's struggling at all, and we're like super honest with each other about that. And we talk about that kind of stuff all the time. It's important because I don't want my family to be torn apart by addiction. I love my husband. He's my best fucking friend, and I don't want to lose him to the disease of addiction, so that's what happened with my husband. Now, as far as addicted loved ones, okay? So I think this is a little bit harder whenever you have a son or a daughter that's addicted because, I can imagine because my son, I love my son so much. I can't even imagine if he struggled with addiction, what it would be like, how I would feel, So when I tell mothers and fathers, like, they have to, change things in their life because they can't continue doing the same things that they've always done because it's not going to work out. So what I think you need to do when you have a son or a daughter that struggles with addiction is I think you need to take a step back and you need to look at your behavior and you need to get into some therapy because we all need it, and do some meetings that are like Al-Anon, some meetings that were made for people whose children struggle with addiction, okay? And then what I think needs to happen is I think you need to look at the situation. Are you enabling them in any way? Are you allowing your son or daughter to live underneath your roof and get high all day long without working a job and you take care of everything? Hey, Ricky, what's up? Like, I see so many parents who their sons or daughters are addicted. They live underneath their roof, and the parents, like, anything the son or daughter says, like if the son or daughter says, I really want to become a veterinarian, right? And what does the parent do? They shut them down. Oh, we don't want you to be a veterinarian. We want you to do this. And they shut the kid down in every aspect of their life when they're trying to make their own decisions, when they're trying to do things that are conducive for them, right? And so the kid just gives up and they just lose hope and they end up just continuing to get high, And so step back, take a look at your behavior, see if you are setting a good example for your kids. Like, your kids are going to do the same thing that you do, right? So if you're constantly telling your kids, like, I don't want you to do this, I don't want you to do that, when they're trying to be independent and like show you that they can, achieve things on their own, what you're doing is you're pushing their self-confidence down, you're hindering them. Also, if you're one of those mothers who is like constantly worrying about your kid, not allowing them to like step out into the real world, get a job, drive a car, that's another thing. Sheltering them to that point is going to cause them to want to rebel. How do I know that? Because I was sheltered. Okay? I was in a fucking religion that was super fucking strict, where I couldn't cut my hair, I couldn't wear makeup, I couldn't wear earrings, I had to wear dresses, and I ended up going buck wild whenever I got away from that religion. Okay? My parents sheltered me and my sisters. We weren't allowed to listen to any kind of secular music. Only music we could listen to was church music or oldies oldies from way back in the day. Okay. And also, we weren't allowed to watch any kind of like TV, like MTV or anything like that. Michael Jackson dancing. Heck no. All right. So, that we were like that till I was like in 5th grade or something. And when we finally left that religion, we were able to wear pants, and me and my sisters were so happy because we were finally like, we looked like everybody else. We weren't getting made fun of because we only wore dresses. Um, but still, even though we were allowed to do that, my dad was still really, really fucking strict. And so, because my dad was so strict, he was authoritarian, right? Me and my sister Michelle, especially, we like pushed back, And so, there's like a happy medium where there's a balance where you allow your child to be independent, but you're also here just in case something happens, and you're overseeing everything, you know? And so I don't believe that, we necessarily like cause our kids to become addicted. I mean, unless you're like a narcissist, if you're a narcissist personality and you're treating your kid like shit all the time, then I can totally understand why they'd go to drugs, but usually it's just parents who are, they're overly protected because they're worried and they really love their children, So if you have a kid that's using drugs, and you need to sit down and talk to them, do they feel like they can come to you? Why haven't they came to you and told you if they were struggling? Because they didn't feel comfortable enough to come to you. If your kids don't come to you and say, "Mom, Dad, I'm smoking pot," blah blah blah, they're not coming to you because they're scared shitless they're going to get in trouble. They're scared that they're going to get grounded or going to get spanked or whatever. So what I try to do with my son is I'm trying to create a communicative relationship with my son where he doesn't feel like scared to talk to me about those kind of things. So just like my son's 8. For example, the other day, one of his friends told him that they could drink beer and do drugs on private property. I don't know why this was even something the kid said, but he said it. And so my son came and told me, he said, "My friend said we could drink and do drugs on private property, Mom." And I was like, "Well, what did you say?" And he was like, "Why would we do that?" And I was like, "Good." He said, "I think he's just trying to sound cool." And I was like, "Yeah, probably. But drugs aren't cool, And he's like, "No, they're not." Like, he feels comfortable coming to me and talking to me about that. I could have overreacted and said, "Oh my gosh, you could never hang out with him again." And then what's going to happen? He's going to say, "I'm never going to tell my mom that again. She freaks out when I tell her stuff like that." But instead, I was calm, cool, and collected. I give him a chance now. Don't get me wrong. When my little boy when he was little, I was that mom that overreacted, and I had to fucking turn that around real fast because I realized I was turning into my father. I was literally acting like my dad, and I was scared to tell my dad stuff because of how fucking demanding and controlling he was. Okay. Oh, thanks, Jamie. I try. He was very demanding and controlling, and if I had went to him and told him that my friends were drinking alcohol or thinking about it, he would have absolutely told me I was never allowed to hang out with them again. So why the hell am I going to go tell him about that? That's what you got to think about, And so I want my son to be able to talk to me about anything. And that's what you guys want your kids to be able to too. Now, let's say your kids have already gotten to that age where they don't feel like they can come to you and they're using drugs. That's where it's your job to connect with them again, because somewhere, somehow, you and your kid have lost connection. Okay? And they don't feel comfortable with you anymore, So what you got to do is you got to get back connected with them. Maybe have a day where it's just you and them spending time together and, chilling out at the house, order their favorite food and sit down and talk with them. Ask them, what's going on at school? How's life? What's up with their boyfriend? Like, really get to know what's going on in their life, and let them know that if they're struggling, they can tell you anything, and that you're not going to be mad and you're not going to overreact about it. You're just going to help them through it, you know? When I got addicted to drugs, my parents didn't know what to do. My parents were scared shitless. Um, they yelled at me. They screamed at me. My dad grounded me. He tried to tell me I couldn't go anywhere. And you know what I did? I took my car and I moved the fuck out. I left. I went and stayed at a friend's house and didn't come back home. You know, and I was threatened the whole time if I, you know, that I could never come back and da 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 da. And so sit down and talk to them. You know, smoking weed is the beginning, all right? For a lot of kids, smoking weed and alcohol is just the beginning. And so when they start doing that, like, you need to sit down and let them know, like, these are the consequences. This is what can happen because of what you're doing, okay? Shoot them straight. Because you don't have a medical marijuana license, you could get in trouble for having marijuana. You could go to jail. You could go to jail for drinking. That's why I try to share the truth with my son. That's why my son knows that he was taken away from me because of drugs. Because I want him to understand the truth, the consequences of my actions. And sure, I mean, I'm a mom. Do you think I want to have to tell my son that I had him taken away from me? No, but I don't want anybody else to tell him. So baby, I'm going to tell him. And that's why I'm very open with my little boy about that, you know? Yeah, especially with everything being laced now. And so all it takes is one pill to kill, you know, especially a kid. And so these kids don't even have the opportunity to experiment anymore because of fentanyl and because of what it does, you know? Um, oh man, Rita, have you talked? Maybe you could sit him down and tell him, like, just because I'm sober doesn't mean that you can't talk to me. And I know you might think that I'm going to get upset or I'm going to be mad at you, but I'm never mad at you. And that's what I make sure I emphasize to my son. Like, I'm never mad at you. There's nothing that you could do that would ever make me mad at you or not love you. Bye, Richard. Love ya. Like, I'm always going to be here to support you. But if you're doing something that can harm you, like meth or cocaine or heroin or something, like, I need to know, because we need to get you help. You know, what is it that is, why are you using drugs? Are you depressed? Are you anxious? Did you just have a breakup? Do you feel, what's going on? Something is going on inside of you that's making you want to reach for drugs and alcohol to cope with it, right? Um, so mine, I had low self-esteem and low self-worth and peer pressure, okay? Hey Jessica, I was around people that were using, okay? And I wanted to fit in. Hey y'all. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be a part of, okay? And I was willing to do whatever it took to be a part of that group, okay? So when my boyfriend introduced me to marijuana for the first time, I hit that shit. And I was choking like a motherfucker. And then when they gave me beer, I downed that shit, you know? And then I realized that I liked the feeling produced by those substances, right? And so I continued to drink and smoke, all right? And so the low self-esteem, the boyfriend using drugs was the perfect combination for me to start drinking and using drugs, you know? Way past bedtime. See you later, Patty. I saw somebody say something about self-discipline. That's really self-discipline. That's great. I agree. Self-discipline is actually amazing. What would I do if Nate needed severe dental work and the dentist prescribed Tylenol 3? Okay, so honestly, you guys, oh God, that makes me so. If it's severe to the point, well, I believe that dental work, like ibuprofen and stuff like that, works really good on tooth pain. So I would try that first, but if it was super unbearable, I might break it in half and give him one. But I would literally be so, I would watch it. I would watch it to make sure. Because what happened with me is I had my dental surgery, my teeth got pulled out, and I got Percocet, and I had it in my possession. And so I took it all. And then I got another refill and I was abusing it. If my mom and dad had taken the prescription and kept a hold of it and only gave it to me as prescribed, I wouldn't have been able to abuse that. Here's the thing, like, I'm scared of opiates when it comes to like prescribing them to my child because I was young when I started using opiates. Um, and I wanted to touch on that whole self-discipline thing. Like, I know a lot of people that are extremely disciplined, that go to the fucking gym and work out every single day, that are own their own businesses, and they're drug addicts. Like, I know a lot of people that use substances, but they are fucking very successful and self-disciplined people, you know? Um, so I honestly don't think that's the answer. All together, the answer, sure, I think it helps and it's a great thing, but what I think is the main thing is that deep down inside, there is a fucking hole, dude, that there's something that is going on within us, and we are hurting, okay? We are struggling. We feel lost, or we feel like we don't belong. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something else deeper, deeper. Due to terrible car accident, I want to detox so bad and scared they'll turn me away. No, they won't turn you away from detox, girl. Why would they do that? Um, Good job, Jessica. I feel like you knew my mom. Why, Gabby? I realized after listening to your Rachel, did you keep up with your dental hygiene when you were in active addiction? Um, because a lot of the situations with people's teeth is that they didn't keep up with their dental hygiene when they were in active addiction. So for me, I have great teeth and I've been on subs for 7 years, but I also see the dentist every 6 months. And when I was a kid, I have seen the dentist regularly. And when I was in active addiction, up until I was 26, I seen the dentist. And so there is preventative measures that you can take to protect your teeth from tooth decay. Because the reason why your teeth decay because of Suboxone is because of the acidity of the medication. Okay. And so what you can do is brush your teeth an hour before you take your sub, and brush your teeth and floss your teeth an hour after you take your medication. And make sure that you stay really hydrated, because another situation that contributes to tooth decay is dry mouth, which Suboxone makes people's mouth dry. Taking my brother and they turned him away because he wasn't bad enough. Oh my God, really? That's fucked up. Like, saying someone is more in need than me is what I mean by it. Maybe it's just me thinking negative. Here's the thing, okay? What you got to do is you got to go in there and you got to sell yourself to them, all right? You go in there and you tell them, I need this. I want this. I'm going to die if I don't get this. Okay? You sell yourself just like if you were at a job interview. Okay? You got to sell yourself to the detox. Let them know how serious you are about getting sober and changing your life and getting off these damn pain pills. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've done. Every single time that I had to go into rehab, I sold myself, okay? Because if I didn't, they would pick somebody else. So they need to know that I'm the worst case and I need them. you know get any medical assistance because I don't have children. Are you talking about insurance, Jessica? Okay, so Rachel, brush your teeth in the morning, or brush your teeth before you take your Suboxone, and then brush your teeth an hour after you take your Suboxone. Okay, and make sure that you drink a lot of water, because, like I said, that dry mouth is a big thing that contributes to that. I really want to have a baby too. And also, listen to this, okay? So there's a lot of things that cause tooth decay that we eat and that we use on a regular everyday basis, just like our Suboxone. So think about it, like anything that has a high pH that's acidic. So like, I don't know, orange juice. Let's say you're a big orange juice drinker. You drink it every morning. That can contribute to tooth decay. So I want you guys to like think about that. There's a lot of things that we take every day that cause tooth decay. So I don't want you to focus so much on the fact that, oh my gosh, Suboxone, because there's tons of things that we take into our mouths that cause tooth decay. It's just that people are talking about that, and a lot of people, what they do is they hear that and then they start like over analyzing and thinking, oh my gosh, and then they end up thinking everything is to blame because of the Suboxone. And that we don't want to spread that narrative, because people that really need Suboxone, who are really struggling, who could not get sober, before, they might say, I don't want to get on it because I don't want my teeth to go bad. When in actuality, their teeth probably won't go bad. They'll probably be fine. It's like 1 in 10 people, I think, have that situation. I was actually researching it online because a bunch of people were talking about it like a month or two ago. And what they said online was that all the people that they have, checked or whatever, studied, all those people also abused multiple substances. So they can't definitely say, hey, Mikey, they can't definitely say whether or not the decay is strictly from subs. That they can't say that because, we abuse other drugs. We did all that other stuff we did, you know. Hey, Sam, what's up? So, yeah, a lot of people say that subs make their hair fall out. Honey, I got a full head of hair. I've heard so many things, so many people share about, different things. And I'm telling you guys, in the grand scheme of things, it's a risks versus the benefits. Okay? If the risk of you being on Suboxone is a little tooth decay and the benefit is you staying sober and not dying, which one are you going to choose? That's how you look at it, okay? For anything, okay? Let's say the doctor says you have ADHD and I want to put you on Adderall, okay? The risk of you getting on Adderall and the benefit. If the benefit is you're able to focus and work your job and you're able to actually provide for your family, and then the risk is, I don't know, you overtaking it. What would you do? Give your medication to somebody you trust that can give it to you as prescribed, okay? And then do what you're supposed to do, work your job, do the damn thing, and you'll be okay. You can always make a plan. Oh, thanks, Jessica. I appreciate that, man. That makes me feel so good because I don't feel like that. So thank you. You can always make a plan, okay? So here's another thing. So the other day, somebody called me and they told me, hey, Nicole, I have been on Suboxone for, 2 or 3 years, and I'm really struggling with overtaking my medication, okay? She was like, I feel like if I take more, that I'm going to get high, so I keep on trying to take more and more, and I don't get high. And I want to tell y'all something, okay? When I first started taking Suboxone, I did the same damn thing. I thought if I take more, it would be better, right? So I'll tell you exactly what happened. So I started out and I was on 8 milligrams, right? And I was going to work every day. And halfway through work, I would want to take another piece. So I would break off a half and take a half. And so guess what happened? I started to run out of my medication early. And so I went to my doctor and I told him I'm running out of my medication early because I'm taking an extra half every day. And that's when he told me, he said, well, thank you for being honest. If you're taking an extra half, this is what we're going to do. We're going to bump you up an extra half. So that way, each day you can take the 8 milligrams in the morning and the 4 in the afternoon. And that's what we did. And it was perfect. It worked perfectly for me. But a lot of people are too afraid to go to their doctors and be honest and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Now, if you are one of those people who's taking it because you think you're going to get something out of it, it's like a habit that we have to break in our brain. We have practiced using drugs for so long, right? We've practiced using drugs for so long that it becomes a working part of our mind. So now we have to retrain our brain, right? Retrain our brain to take medications as prescribed. Because if I don't know about you, but guys, but I never ever used to take anything as prescribed. I would take more of everything, you know? Well, I mean, if my doctor did, I was honest with him about it. One thing I can tell you is if you've been prescribed Suboxone for a while and you're trying to take more and more and more thinking it's going to change the way you feel, it's a lost cause, honey. You ain't going to get no high from it. It's just going to actually it'll give you a headache. That's in my experience. If I take too much Suboxone, it gives me a headache. And so that's what I've learned. I've learned that, you know, it's not going to change the way I feel. Um, and I have to do the inner work on the inside. I have to work on changing my behaviors. I need to pray. I need to connect with my higher power. I need to talk with my husband and my friends and work on the inside instead of focusing on trying to make myself feel better with artificial, things, medications and stuff, you know. And sure, I use medication for my depression and stuff, but I don't solely rely on that, like I'm in therapy and I talk to you guys. Like, honestly, you guys are like my people. I talk to you guys to help me. It helps me. I feel like it wears off by the middle of the day. Yeah, so how much are you prescribed, Melody? So here's a thing, okay? So if you're prescribed 12 milligrams or 16 milligrams and you feel like it wears out by the middle of the day, why don't you try splitting your dose, taking 8 in the morning and then 8 later on in the day? Because that is what I had to do whenever I was on a higher amount, because I was the same way. It wasn't that I felt like it ran out, I just felt like I needed to take more. And so I started taking 8 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, and that solved it for me. You know, I'm thinking about selling my home and moving to a different state. Oh no, where do y'all live? Is it Indiana? I'm in Arkansas. It's bad here, you guys. Like, people, there's no homes to buy. Like, it's crazy. Me and my husband, we wanted to buy a new house, last year, and then all this stuff happened, and it's just a shit show. It's horrible. Like, it's so expensive. I don't know how we're ever going to be able to get our own house. We're going to have to get into an apartment, because this house is going to go up for sale. It's my mother-in-law's. But it's so depressing. Yeah, Melody, I got your back, girl. That's like the easiest fix, I believe. Who are any of you guys going to the Grind Recovery Convention? Anybody in here? Oh, girl, I wish. Like, seriously, I wish. I think I wanted to. I want to go too, but I don't know how much it is, and I can't spend an arm and a leg. I think it's in Georgia. I'm pretty sure it's in Georgia. A lot of people are going, is what I'm understanding. And I saw like James Life is Good is speaking, Tara's husband is speaking, Brian B Magic, Travis is speaking. Like, there's going to be some really good speakers and stuff there. You know, I mean, they don't have me, but everybody would be crying if I was speaking, because I would get everybody emotional. When I told my story on Ryan invited me to tell my story for his, he works in treatment for all the kids that were in his treatment center, and he cried. They all cried. I made him cry. I'm very passionate when I share my story, you know. Hey Caitlin, what's up, girl? I broke my rule. I broke my rule. I was on Facebook earlier. Judgment. Okay. Why are you insecure? Here's the thing, okay, y'all. Going live or making videos here on TikTok, there's nothing to be afraid of, okay? Nothing. People will love you, all right? There's literally a person out there for every single one of you, okay? That will love your content. I was kind of scared at the beginning when I came here to TikTok because I had never been on TikTok. But then once I got the hang of it, honey, hey, what's up? What's up, Viola? Once I got the hang of it, I was just like, I'm in it to win it, honey. I'm in it to win it. Oh, nobody will make fun of you for your teeth. I know they won't. I know they won't. I'm telling you. A lot of people have teeth problems. Do you follow Jessie, the one-armed badass? She has teeth problems, and she shares her story and does. She is badass, and she has a missing arm, you know. So, and she's hilarious, and nobody makes fun of her. Hey, Sarah, nobody makes fun of her, so don't be ashamed. I promise you that people won't make fun of you. Now there's always the trolls, okay? There's always the troll. Thanks, Melody. There's always the trolls. I mean, look at my teeth. People make fun of me because I have a little stick up tooth. Okay? My teeth are damn near perfect, and people fucking make fun of me. All right? People make fun of me for being fat all the time. All the damn time. They comment about my fat ass all the time and my teeth all the time. People fucking are miserable to me, okay, horrible to me. And if I let that bother me, I would never ever make videos, you know? So I'm telling you, if you want to, step out of your comfort zone, because I really think that it would be worth it. I mean, I think a lot of people would tell you the same thing, because it's such a community of people, you know. Um, people here support you, and honestly, I've never experienced anything like this except for on when I was on YouTube. We had a really good community, but this recovery community here on TikTok is pretty fucking awesome. Pretty fucking awesome. Okay, I had a good time on live over on Facebook. I was just going to stay off today because I was going to chill and relax. But then I started seeing videos that I wanted to make responses to. You know? Trolls don't matter. Exactly. And you know what, you guys? What I've learned is that a lot of the times trolls are either kids or they're people who are like really, really miserable. Like they are sad. Like if you give it back to them, a lot of the times they end up folding, you know, because they're just miserable and sad. Yep, our problems are of our own making, honey. All right, awesome. I got a message to speak at somebody's group. I would be honored to. My name is Donald, and I am at LCDC. I work for Bluebonnet Trails, and I facilitate the only MAT-specific IOP in Texas. I would be interested in having you speak to my Zoom group. Awesome. Cool, I'll do it. Heck yeah. Dude, I was always fucking some shit up in my life. We're fixing to go wash my face and do some skincare in a minute. Let me message this guy back. And tell me when and where, and I will be there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was me. Where is the MAT facility in Texas? It's called Bluebonnet Trails. I'll look it up. Hold on. Oh, thanks, Jose. I appreciate that, love. I got my pretty, I got my eyeshadows on tonight. Y'all know the eyeshadows I showed y'all the other day? They're by Cleona Cosmetics, and they are just like stunning. So what you need to do, Jessica, is there's this website called Upwork. Go on to Upwork and list yourself as a person that, as a worker. Okay, so you can list, like, I put myself there for like virtual assistant, account management, like anything to do with social media. And what they do is they go through and they hire people like me who have social media followings or own businesses. Go on there and they find people. Oh, look, this girl can be a virtual assistant. I need one of those. Let me hire her. You know what I mean? And so there's that. That's from your home that you can do it from. And then I know there's another. There's like a phone job that you can do, but I hate doing those kind of jobs. Like I hate where I have to cold call people. You know, yeah, I'm the worst at it. But that's also a job where you cold call people and either sell them something, or maybe it would be like, hello, I'm calling you to tell you something about your car's extended warranty. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, let me go on to Upwork right now and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay? Because it's really a fucking awesome situation. Like, my boss has been hiring people for the job I work at. He's been hiring people like left and right to do jobs for him. So, hold on a second. Is that not the correct email? Yeah, he's been hiring people for our jobs. And what I do is I am a social media account manager. And so what I do is I manage about 7 other people's TikTok accounts and post videos all across their accounts. And I post videos on their Facebook, their Instagram, their TikTok, their YouTubes. And I also manage all of Dr. B's stuff, his emails, his phone calls for his treatment center, and that's what I get paid to do. And so any of you guys could do that. So what it does is it says join as a client or a freelancer. So you would join as a freelancer, okay? Apply as a freelancer. There we go. And then you would type in all your names, Nicole Pludre, and build yourself an account and do it that way. It's called Upwork. It was so nice. Thankfully closed the right way. Hey, honeybee. One time 3 years ago, someone anonymously called CPS on me and said awful things. I was shocked. Yeah, that happens all the time, honey. It's happened to me too before. from people here on TikTok. Fucking ridiculous, dude. So yeah, I understand that. Yep, Upwork. And you're gonna apply as a freelancer, okay? Send me emails. Yes, I understand and agree to Upwork. Create my account. Okay. And then once you create your account, you can list yourself on there and list the things that you're capable of doing for them. Okay. I mean, like, there's tons of people that go on there and they're like looking, like I said, for virtual assistants. Hey, what's up? Hey, Taylor, what's up? You've been drinking a little bit. What's going on? Are you okay? I need help verifying. I thought you don't drink. Are you okay, Taylor? Okay, verify my email. Here we go. It'll ask you to verify your email. There we go. Okay. Um. Oh, thanks, Honeybee. Welcome to the live stream, baby. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, so it says, how would you like to tell us about yourself? Okay. Oh, and then you would put your resume or import your information from LinkedIn, or you can fill it out manually. Okay. Okay, so it says, got it. Now add a title to tell the world what you do. Social media account management. That's what I do. Okay. And then it will ask for your experience. I just decided to drink. Okay. Well, whatever you want to do, baby. So is that what you're going to be doing for it's okay if you drink, if it doesn't affect your sobriety. Like, some people are just addicts and they don't do drugs. So I understand. I'm literally filling this out, y'all, so I can do it with y'all. Virginia, United States. Yes. You've been up for 5 days. You need to get some sleep, honey. That ain't no good. Okay. You will lose your mind. Believe me, I know. My experience. Okay. I used to do that all the time, and I would go into psychosis because of it. So please go drink some water and eat something and take a rest. Take a rest. Post. I manage and post for 7 different social media influencers. Yeah, Taylor, I'm not going to unmoderate you because you're drinking. So you're an alcoholic and you shouldn't be drinking. Well, you need to think about this, Taylor, because if you continue drinking, it could really fuck up your shit. Maybe it's a good idea to stop. Maybe it's a good idea to throw it away. Across 7. I heard my ex-boyfriend was arrested for trespassing. He's in psychosis. That's what happens. Yep. I manage and post across 7 different social media accounts for several different influencers. And you know what? You could also, you guys, like working from home, it's like you could, I need to find the jobs that are from the telephone, the sales jobs. But I know like a lot of people that are addicts are really good at doing freelance. Yeah, Upwork freelance are really good at doing sales jobs where they call people. And so you should look up sales, like calling people, and see if you can find a job doing that, because us addicts are really good at that. Across 7 different social media accounts for several different influencers. I don't feel like doing this right now. Okay, I don't feel like doing that. I'll go back to that tomorrow. But that's what you do. Upwork. Okay, I gotta go wash my face, y'all, and I'm gonna lay down because I'm tired. Okay. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. Are y'all tired? I'm tired. Okay. Yeah, we've heard of Lyft, isn't it? Where you ride in a car. Of course, I'm not going to judge you guys, but I don't want you to make bad decisions that could cause you harm, you know? That's why I made that video today about the people who struggle. That's why I made that video, letting people know that even if you use drugs, you could still hang out with us, you know? I just don't want my friends to hurt themselves. And Taylor is one of my really good friends. And I'm worried about him because he is an alcoholic, you know? And he had been sober for a good amount of time. So I'm worried about you, you know? Is this house haunted? I don't know. Is it? Is my house haunted? I don't think so. Why? Did you see something? One time when I was in the other bedroom doing laundry, somebody saw a man behind me. Crazy, huh? 4 years sober, yeah. So that's why I'm concerned about the sudden decision to drink. Okay. So there was a man standing behind me. For those of you guys that don't know, my father-in-law actually passed away, and this was his house. And so I was on a YouTube live when it happened, okay? And so many people commented, and it was like, look behind you, you know? And so when I went back and watched the video, sure enough, there was a man standing behind me, but he didn't look scary, okay? He didn't look scary, and he didn't look mean or menacing. He was kind. He was just chilling back there. And so I'll tell you another thing that my husband told me and my son when he was little, the same bedroom where I do the laundry at. When my husband was little, that was his bedroom, okay? And he was sleeping in there one night, and he woke up in the middle of the night, and in the corner of the, in the corner of the room, there was like this black, just like force that was in the corner of the room by the ceiling. And he said that he couldn't move. He was trying to scream and everything, and he couldn't move. And when he finally was able to get up, he pulled the light on, you know, real fast, and it was gone. But, scary, huh? Here's the thing, okay? This is what I believe when it comes to stuff like that. I believe that as long as you don't invite that stuff into your life, okay? As long as you don't, summon those kind of things, you're going to be okay. Pain a little bit, you know, as long as you pray for protection, keep your hand of protection over you, ask your higher power to keep his hand of protection over you, and you'll be okay. You know, I promise you guys. Really, Mallory? The only thing that I've ever had happen to me that was kind of crazy was when I was a little girl, I used to be very, very paranoid, okay? Very paranoid. I always thought that people were trying to kidnap me, okay? So because of this, I would look at all the license plates of cars that came around us, specifically vans. Big white vans, okay? Ooh, that burns. So I would look at their license plates. And then I would wake up and write them down out of my sleep, right? Because they would be in my dreams. Sorry about that. I would dream them. So one time I had dreamed this license plate. And when I woke up, I wrote it down. And then I was riding around one night with my mom, like going to do something. And I saw a van with the same license plate. What are the chances? What are the chances? Okay, I was young too. And so I remember my mom being like, you didn't really, and I showed her the paper where I had written down the number and the letters. So what I believe is that I had a premonition, okay? And another time, now this is when I was younger. I feel like since I've gotten older, I've really gotten pulled away from that part of me where I had that like power, I guess you could say. One time I had a premonition that my mother was going to have an accident. So I called her and I said, Mom, are you driving on Amity Road? And she said, yeah. And I was like, well, you need to turn around and take Southmore because there's going to be an accident on Amity Road. She didn't listen to me and she went on Amity Road anyway. And guess what? There was a head-on collision, one car in front of her. Literally, my mom pulled up and there was a car stopped in front of her and then another car that had been hit. Like that. Coincidence? Who knows? I don't know. But that was when I was a kid. I was in tune with my spiritual side. I need to get back into that. Getting connected with my spirituality. But I still have little things like, with my husband, I'm very in tune with myself because I can, tell when he's really not doing well. I think that's part of being an empath, though, is like when he's struggling, or struggling with wanting to relapse, or he has, I always know right away. He can't get nothing past me. One, because I've been there, and two, because he's my husband and I know him like the back of my hand. Look how good my skin looks lately. I haven't been having no breakouts or anything. So for those of you guys that don't know, like my skincare is like, I do this every night. Like I always make sure that I do my skincare. And get this all down my neck because I put makeup down here and it always, like, look at that. I always know when my hubby is struggling, He's a good man, too. For those of you guys that don't know my husband, he's a good man. I wish he would come and do live streams with me, but he refuses. If I could get him on a live stream, though, y'all would love him so much. He's so funny, and he's so good looking. He's a little red-headed ginger snap. Ever since we met, he's been my little ginger snap. I love you. He's awake. He heard me calling him a ginger snap. But he's my best friend. So, tomorrow, I think what we're going to do is me and Nate are going to wake up early, and I want to take him to go do something, you know, because I'm really bad about getting stuck in the house. Okay, like I will stay in the house and not leave for days because I'm just comfortable here. And so apply alone or after water-based serums. Okay, I will kind of hold myself up in the house, you know. And so I want to take my little boy out to go do something tomorrow. You know, that way we're not just holed up in the house all day. Maybe go to, I don't know, a movie, or go to the store, or just go to the park or something like that, you know? Oh, what happened, Stephanie? How do you feel? Like, explain to me the terrible feeling. Like nauseous, tired. Explain. And that was your first injection? Yeah, so I've had a couple of people who got on the Sublocade shot, and they just didn't like it. Like, they didn't jive with them. They still had cravings because they were used to taking the medication every day, and so they just weren't comfortable with it. Does your doctor give you any subs? Okay. Okay, so that's normal. Okay, so right now you got to understand, Stephanie, you got a 300 milligram shot of buprenorphine. All right. So that tired feeling is normal in the beginning. Okay. In the beginning, it's normal. Then you should feel like yourself, you know, in like a week or two, I guess. About a week, I think. But if you're really struggling, and your doctor should have gave you some Suboxone to supplement. So what I mean by that is you could take some Suboxone with it to make sure that, you know, you're okay with it and the amount that you're on is okay. That's what Dr. B does. Like, whenever we have a patient that gets on Sublocade from Suboxone, we always write them a prescription for like a week's worth of Suboxone, just so they can get on used to it, you know, acclimated to it. That was a vitamin C serum, and then right now I'm putting on resveratrol 3% and ferulic acid. So if you have any subs, that's what I would do. I would take a sub and see how you feel, you know, after that. But yeah, if you don't like it, or if it's not, I would give it a week or two, you know, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, see if it's okay. And if you can't do it, if you're not happy or don't feel good on it, then you can always get back on subs, you know? Yeah, you're welcome, honey. Anytime, anytime. But it's okay. Don't be worried though. A lot of people feel that tired feeling at the beginning. I mean, almost every person I've talked to has had that same feeling. They're very tired and lethargic feeling, and they everybody I've always talked to has gotten out of it in about 7 days. Now, I can tell you some accounts you can go follow of people that are on Sublocade if you want. There's Ryan. There's Meg. There's Amber. There is the Sober Sis. She's also on Sublocade. Like, there's a bunch of people that are on Sublocade now. Yeah, so look up Ryan. Look up Ryan Riggs, RyanRiggs. Okay. And look up the Sober Sis. And then look up Bupropion is Life. That's Meg. Oh, that's so funny. Her Bupropion is Wellbutrin, but that's the name of her account. Crazy girl. Oh yeah, you're welcome, girl. Anytime. No problem. I know how it is. I wish I could get on Sublocade. Okay. All right, you guys. That is my skincare routine for the night. It is, honeybee. It is. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And y'all know you can always message me if you want to talk about anything, if you're struggling. I want it too. It helps me a lot. Ooh, sorry about that, y'all. Me and Nate will be on tomorrow, and we'll take you guys for a rendezvous with us, okay? All right, you guys. Good night. I love y'all. See you tomorrow. Be good.